What's up, everyone, and welcome back to ClearTalk. We are in this video going to be talking about Trump being called out in his little Oval Office meeting with the Saudi Arabia crowned prince, Mohammed bin Salman. Is that his name? Salman, I think. Yeah. And it was an incredible moment, and it will probably go down as one of the most, I would say, the most revealing moment so far in the lies that Trump and the protection that Trump will do for people like this. So thank you very much for joining me here. If you are new to Clear Talk, welcome. If you would like to check out more videos from the channel, please do so. Consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all that good stuff to try to get more videos in front of more people. If you'd like to check out videos from my other channels, drum, play, puzzling, please consider looking at them too. If you like what you see, subscribe, like, share, all over there too. It'd be amazing to see, your names across all the channels, commenting, feedback, giving suggestions, being a part of the community. That would be amazing. If you would like to give any kind of support, you got Patreon there for $3 a month. You can support any of the channels you'd like to help grow the channels, to help grow Patreon, to help grow the JMD Nation, any way you want to. Any kind of support you give is very much appreciated, and I thank you very much. And if you're returning, you're freaking amazing. Absolute shit, and I'm glad you're here. Keep coming back over and over and over again, because you are what makes JMD Nation. So, okay, what happened? Trump's been on a rampage here. He's always went after reporters, especially if they were anyone that he deems as fake news or anyone who actually gives him sort of a controversial question, someone who might, be questioning him in any kind of way that might be negative, that doesn't look, positive for him. He attacks them, deems them as, fake news or whatever, that they're horrible reporters, nasty, bad journalists or whatever. Like, I guess in order to be a good journalist, you have to kiss the foot of Trump. And if you do anything but that, you're not a good journalist. I would say that that's not what journalism is supposed to be, but hey, Trump must have a different opinion. All right. So what we had here was he invites them. We just had him, already had a controversy like last week when he invited the previous previous leader in Al-Qaeda that is now over Syria and, is a supposed reformed, man or whatever. For the very first time being brought and welcomed to the White House. That happened last week. And if that wasn't crazy enough, and I didn't even really talk about that, but if that wasn't crazy enough, now this week he brings the Saudi prince and welcomes him to the White House. Now, this is all in doing trade relations, which, Trump, his supposed art of the deal, he's trying to do trade relations here and whatnot, which really, means he's trying to make money. And while he says he's trying to make money for the American people, I think at this point we know that really it's about making himself money and making his family money and making his friends money. But I'll digress from that for the moment. In this interview, though, he gets called out. He gets called out by a journalist. Not only does he get called out, but the Saudi prince gets called out by an ABC reporter. And it was beautiful to watch as he gets offensive, personally attacks, and then defends the Saudi prince over actions that our own CIA back in Trump's first administration, our own CIA intelligence discovered evidence that the prince was behind the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. So, here we go. Let's swap over here and check this out.
Great, Mr. President, for your family to be doing business in Saudi Arabia while you're president, is that a conflict of interest? And Your Royal Highness, the U.S. intelligence concluded that you orchestrated the brutal murder of a journalist. 9/11 families are furious that you are here in the Oval Office. Why should Americans trust you? And the same to you, Mr. President.
Now, who are you with?
I'm with ABC News, sir.
You're with who?
ABC News, sir.
Fake news. ABC fake news. One of the worst.
Immediately, that's his first response. A genuine question where she's stating that, hey, we know that your family has made millions in deals with Saudi Arabia. And to the prince, our own intelligence has, showed that you were behind the murder of a journalist. Dismemberment. The murder and dismemberment of a journalist. Back in 2018, I think it was. And that, there are not, the 9/11 portion of the question was a little, kind of a little bit of a odd jab, I think. But 9/11 families are furious that you're here. In the Oval Office right now. So how could you, what do you have to say for that? And his first response is to question, who are you with? Who are you with? Every time he gets any kind of controversial question, that's the first thing he does. He wants to know who they're with. And then if they're not, Newsmax or Fox News, maybe, or One Nation or some, far right news group that, usually would, kiss his feet or stroke him off a little bit. He deems them as fake news. ABC, CBS, or NBC, or whatever, CNN or MSNBC, anybody like, in that realm. Oh, they're fake news. Your question doesn't matter. You're fake news. Fake question. Lies. He doesn't care. That in itself is just revealing. But let's just let him go on.
One of the worst in the business, but I'll answer your question. I have nothing to do with the family business. I have left, and when I've devoted 100% of my energy. What my family does is fine. They do business all over. They've done very little with Saudi Arabia, actually. I'm sure they could do a lot. And anything they've done has been very good. That's what we've done. We've built a tremendous business for a long time. I've been very successful. I decided to leave that success behind and make America very successful.
Oh, really? Oh, fucking really? You have nothing to do with it. While the Trump Foundation is getting billions of dollars from all over the place, the Trump family itself, from his presidency, has gained billions and billions of dollars of worth because of deals and stuff that they have struck all over the world, particularly in places like Saudi Arabia. Are you kidding me? Oh, but I have nothing to do with it. It ain't because I'm president. I don't have any direct relations. I gave all that up. I gave up all my connections because I wanted to help American people. While he's constantly having all these, products and stuff that we've talked about numerous times that he sells and has his foundation sell, with his name on it, his likeness on it, and everything else to make him money. Are you fucking kidding me? Bruh, everybody sees that you're making money. Don't fucking sit there and pretend like you're not. Pretend like you being president has not enriched the fuck out of your family. Bruh, come on. That's just stupid. Fake news. Who are you? Fake news. You are fake news. This is absolutely the most stupidest thing If you were out there, I am to the point that I'm sick and tired of people fucking defending this motherfucker. If you out there and you are defending him and what he says right here, that's what he just stated, acting like he has nothing to do with his family wealth and that he is giving it all and that he is just doing everything he can 100% of his time to the American people, then you are a fucking fool. You're a fucking fool and an idiot. I'm almost sick and tired of even coughing it up to ignorance. You're just fucking stupid. If you think that he is being genuine and honest right here, and that he honestly isn't making any money, now, you might not give a fuck that he is. That's a different conversation, I guess. But just understand that you're defending the fact that he is making millions, billions off of him being a president. So don't bring up and defend or act like this has been a problem with other presidents. He has enriched himself more than pretty much any president in history of America from being president. So fuck off. I don't care. I'm sick. I am really starting to lose it on people who are constantly defending this prick. But Len, now if that wasn't enough though, let's continue and let him do some defending for the prince.
And I've made America more successful by far than it ever was, and that it ever could have been, no matter who was president. There would be nobody bringing in $21 trillion, that I can tell you.
Fake news. Fake fucking news. I've already done a video on that. He ain't bringing in 21 trillion. It's not even fucking close. His own government, his own White House website, his own administration says that at best it's like 10. But even that is stretching the truth, like ridiculously stretching the truth. So he's just fucking lying once again. He's full of shit. Lies, 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 fake, 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 fake news. I'm sorry. He's full of shit. Let's continue his bullshit.
Right now, as far as this gentleman is concerned, he's done a phenomenal job. You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't.
Oh, really? A journal that was extremely controversial. Let me see. I wonder why he was controversial. We're going to get to that. Let's continue.
Like that gentleman that you're talking about, whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen, but he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. You don't have to.
He knew nothing about it. You saw that. You saw that look on his face. You saw that look on his face. Oh, I think that was revealing.
Things happen, but he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass.
He's like, I knew nothing about it. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Embarrass our guest by asking a question like that.
It's just you ask Mr. President.
And she should be embarrassed. He says she should be embarrassed for asking him a genuine fucking question that our own intelligence has already proven with evidence that he was behind. And the controversial journalist was only controversial because he was constantly calling out the Saudi Arabian government, Salman himself, for crimes and stuff that they have been doing within the country and within the region. That was why he was controversial, because he was calling out their bullshit.
Allow me to answer. I feel painful about, the families of 9/11 in America, but, we have to focus on reality. Reality based on CIA documents and based on a lot of documents that Osama bin Laden, he used Saudi people. And
now he switched. He focused on the 9/11 thing here first and the CIA connection on the documents there about Osama bin Laden.
That event, for one main purpose, is to destroy this relation, to destroy the American-Saudi relation. That's the purpose of 9/11. So whoever buying that means they are helping Osama bin Laden's purpose of destroying this relation. He knows that strong relation between America and Saudi.
he knows that she was not talking about CIA documentation on 9/11. She was talking about CIA documentation on Jamal Khashoggi's murder, and the documentation proving that he was behind it. That's what the fuck she was talking about, not 9/11.
Arabia, it's bad for extremism, it's bad for terrorism. And
like I said, I agree that the 9/11 kind of part to that question was a bit odd and kind of outspoken, like off topic of what she was questioning. It kind of a weird way to like jab them, and I think, and it to some degree you could argue kind of messes up the question. But anyway, but he knows that wasn't what was asked. But he's trying to deflect on
we
it.
have to prove him wrong and to build our relation, to continue developing our relation. It's critical in the safety of the world. It's critical against extremism and terrorism. About the journalists, it's really painful to hear, anyone that been losing his life for, no real purpose or nothing illegal way. And it's been painful for us in Saudi Arabia. We've did all the right steps of investigation, etc., in Saudi Arabia.
You mean covering up evidence? Because that's what they did. They covered up evidence.
And we've improved our system to be sure that nothing happened like.
Yeah, bullshit. So that was what happened. Okay. Well, I have a good article here from the New Republic. Showing here. President Trump welcomed Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to the White House on Tuesday with fighter jets flying overhead, black horses processing across the South Lawn. I mean, I didn't even know all that. And cannons firing in salute. I don't remember those kinds of things being done for, I don't know, like the prime minister or whatever, or president of Canada, or some of our allies, presidents or prime or whatever. Like I don't remember that kind of stuff happening. But we do it for the Saudi Crown Prince. Woo, a man that has been behind, humanitarian like crimes in his own country and everything. Like that's how we welcome him to the White House, is through fighter jets, black horses, and cannon fires. Okay, it was a kind of welcome typically reserved for heads of state, which MBS technically isn't. But Trump had promised he wasn't just meeting with Saudi Arabia, he was honoring them. Wonder why you would feel the need to honor them. And he delivered on that promise, rolling out the red carpet for the man U.S. intelligence agencies ordered the 2018 murder of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi. When ABC News reporter Mary Bruce asked about the murder during the Oval Office meeting, Trump immediately jumped on MBS's defense. You're mentioning someone that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like the gentleman that you're talking about, whether you like him or don't like him. Things happen, but MBS never knew nothing about it. And we can leave it at that. Things happen. A U.S. resident and journalist gets lured into a consulate, murdered, and dismembered by a 15-person Saudi hit squad. And the president's response is basically a shrug. Things happen. Oops. Yeah, that's what he did. Later in the meeting, after Bruce asked about the Justice Department's files on Jeffrey Epstein, Trump circled back to her Khashoggi question and called it a horrible, insubordinate, and just a terrible question. He told her she was a terrible person and a terrible reporter. That's how he does. And he seems to have like even stronger animosity towards female reporters, period. And I'm going to show a little thing on that at the end, so stay tuned. Right, wouldn't want to make a murderer feel awkward at his party. Ooh. Here's what we know. Despite Trump's insistence otherwise, in November 2018, the CIA concluded that MBS personally ordered Khashoggi's assassination. Then in February 2021, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence put out a report that said flat out MBS approved an operation to capture or kill Khashoggi. The intelligence community didn't hedge. They pointed to MBS's control over Saudi decision making, the involvement of his personal security detail, and his history of using violence against descendants. The CIA had evidence of MBS texting back and forth with the guy who ran the kill team. There were audio recordings from Turkish intelligence of Khashoggi's final moments. His body was cut apart and has never been found. But sure, MBS knew nothing about it. Trump kept going. He praised MBS human rights record as incredible. It's incredible. He's killing people left and right, and they deserve it. And called him an extremely respected man. Why does he think he's a respected man? Because he's a fucking feared man. That's why. And a longtime friend. Never mind that the State Department's own 2024 report on Saudi Arabia lists ongoing problems with arbitrary killings, disappearances, torture, restrictions of free speech, and restrictions on religious freedom. Just incredible work on human rights. Oh my gosh, you're so fucking amazing. He's so incredible, so extremely respected. About as much as Trump. MBS gave what might be the most half-assed response imaginable. He didn't even say Khashoggi's name. Yeah, that was disrespectful. Just referring to him as the journalist, and said it's really painful to hear anyone losing his life for no real purpose. Called it painful and a huge mistake. Very, very convincing. Now let's talk about the money, because of course there's money involved. Right there in the Oval Office, MBS told Trump that Saudi Arabia would bump its planned $600 billion investment in the United States up to a nearly $1 trillion. Trump was giddy. They announced that they're calling the largest defense deal in U.S. history, including the sales of F-35 fighter jets to Saudi Arabia. And about those Trump family interests, the Trump organization has projects going up in both Jeddah and Riyadh. I might be getting those wrong. Literally the day before MBS showed up in Washington, they announced another project with the Saudi-linked developer in the Maldives. The New York Times reported that Trump's family is involved in a development in Siberia and a massive $63 billion Saudi government project. The developer behind a bunch of these Gulf projects, Dar Global, handed the Trump organization about $22 million in licenses fees last year. Dar Global's parent company has close ties to the Saudi government and royal family. And let's not forget that after Jared Kushner left the White House back in the first administration, a Saudi fund overseen by MBS gave him $2 billion for his private equity firm. That's right. We know that. Kushner gained $2 billion from the Saudi government back in the first administration. Trump's response in question about conflicts of interest: what my family does is fine. They do business all over. They've done very little with Saudi Arabia, actually. Well, that's just lies. That's just lies. The Trump family is making millions off of Saudi connections, and everyone can see it. Khashoggi's widow, Hanan Alart, I'm not sure exactly. I hate that I'm butchering that. Khashoggi shared a statement directed at Trump before the meeting. The murder of my husband has caused me to lose everything. She wrote that she wants her husband's body back so she can give him a proper burial. She wants compensation for his murder, comparing herself to 9/11 families and families of Israeli hostages. Trump couldn't be bothered. He was busy telling people what a great guy MBS is. This American foreign policy now. This is American foreign policy now. The president dismisses a murdered journalist as controversial and says a lot of people didn't like the gentleman. He waves away his own intelligence agency's findings when there are deals to be made. His family rakes in tens of millions from entities tied to a foreign government. Then he turns around and sells that government weapons while praising their human rights records. The corruption is sitting right there in plain sight. Moral rot. And I can't agree more. Back in 2018, after Khashoggi's murder, Trump put out a statement saying that maybe MBS did and maybe he didn't know about it, but our relationship is with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. At least back then, he maintained some thin veneer of uncertainty. Now he's just declaring that MBS knew nothing and everyone should drop it. You should shut up. Don't embarrass our guest. Don't embarrass our guest. Motherfucker, you are the one that's embarrassing. You are the one that's embarrassing. Khashoggi walked into Saudi consulate in Istanbul on October 2nd, 2018 to get paperwork for his wedding. He never walked out. 17 Saudi agents killed him, cut up his body, and got rid of it in some way we still don't know. He was 59. He'd been living in Virginia after leaving Saudi Arabia in 2017 because he criticized MBS and the crackdown on dissent. His columns in the Washington Post went after the regime regularly, so they killed him. And on Tuesday, the president of the United States scolded a reporter for being rude enough to mention it. Trump spent Tuesday praising MBS's human rights records, announcing weapons deals worth billions, and scolding a reporter for making rude enough to ask about murdered journalists. He stood in the Oval Office and told the American people that the man of his intelligence agencies say ordered Khashoggi's murder knew nothing about it, and why wouldn't he? The Trump organization is making millions off of Saudi-connected developers while Trump is president. The message here isn't complicated. If you've got enough money, you can get away with murder. Literally. And we've seen this. We've seen this where Trump, in his pardons, he's constantly pardoning people who are corrupt, who are criminals, murderers, everything. That's all he does is defend, pardon some of the worst in this country. While he paints others in the country that are doing nothing but trying to make themselves, in the American dream, trying to do something and make money and contribute to society and lift their family up after running away from a country or situation where they most certainly were, very likely to not survive, and came to the United States to try to, live. And he paints them as the worst scum of America. Fuck Donald Trump. Literally, fuck him. Fuck him and his administration. And his praise of the absolute worst of mankind across this country and across the world. You can have a journalist killed and dismembered, and the president of the United States will not only give you a pass, but throw you a party with flyovers and cannons. He'll sell you fighter jets. He'll praise your human rights record. And if anyone asks uncomfortable questions, he'll attack them for embarrassing you. Amazing, amazing article by Parker Malloy. Fantastic article. I think this is just completely embarrassing and disrespectful. And just blatant corruption, blatant lies, blatant enrichment. Trump doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care. He thinks that he has nothing there's nothing that will hold him back. There's nothing that will convict him, nothing that will hold him to any kind of responsibility or anything. He does what he wants, makes any deals he can and wants to enrich himself and his families and the people around him, his buddies. Takes away from you. He sure as fuck hasn't helped or fixed the economy. Sending people to concentration camps and to death camps into other countries. Disappearing people. Pretending that he's lowering prices, lying about gas prices, and then later coming back and acting like he never did that or pretending like he never did that, and then says, oh, they're going to lower soon or whatever. Like, he's just fucking full of lies. He's nothing but a liar. He's nothing but a con man. And I am sick and tired of fucking saying it over and over again and people not fucking getting it. People not believing me. Constantly seeing family members and friends and stuff on Facebook and all over the place, just constantly defending and praising him and all this. He's a fucking con man, and you are being kind. He is a disgusting con man, criminal, narcissistic, womanizer, sexual abuser. He's a fucking felon. And he's protecting all that he is. That's the reason why he's been against the Epstein files too. Believe it. Trust me. I'm telling you. And I'll leave you with this other thing that he did just a few days ago. Complete disrespect of a journalist, of a female journalist, once again on Air Force One. After this exchange, Trump was since reversed his stance for releasing the Epstein files. But you see here also, after he said that, look at his eyes. One video pointed it out. You see he shifts his eyes right there, looking back at her like, yeah, that was aggressive, maybe. Hope she's okay. Hope that doesn't hurt me. Hope that doesn't cause me some problems. He fucking said, "Be quiet, piggy," to a female reporter. Be quiet, piggy. This is a man who has no fucking respect. This is a man who has no decency about him. And this isn't the first time, because there have been people that have argued that, he didn't really say piggy. He would never say that. That's not what he said. Although but there was a interview with one of the U.S. Either Miss Universe or Miss U.S. pageants, a winner or a contestant or whatever years ago, where she talks about in the interview things that Trump would say to her. And the very first thing in the list was calling her Miss Piggy because she had a little bit of thickness to her. I mean, just like, and I'm talking like barely, just like barely a little bit of thickness to her. And he called her Miss Piggy. So this man is disgraceful. He has no respect for women. He actually seems to really target whenever he almost every time he gets disrespectful or like condescending or like tries to belittle a reporter. It's like 90% or more, it may be 100% of the time. It's a female reporter. He is misogynistic. He's a womanizer. He's disgusting, disrespectful. The kind of person that would call the reporter Miss Piggy. That is the man that some of you defend and praise at that. No. Don't come at me about any kind of respect or any kind of morality or, that your Christianness and everything. Fuck you. This man is pathetic and ridiculous, and you're defending them, which makes you associated, makes you a defender and a protector. You live with that. Thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, peace. Clear Talk, I'm out.